Hello everyone, it's me, it's Dwarven Mustache. So, yeah, I finally got round more recently, in buying a bit of Flintloque, and I went for the Bier and Bones Shilling Starter Pack. And I did a bit of a short on it not too long ago, perhaps a month ago or so, roughly. And I've finally got around to painting the miniatures up. But yeah, it was finally got around to having a very big look at the Alternative Armies website, looking through all the shilling packs and stuff and seeing which one was the best one to perhaps purchase. And, well, I liked the Prussian dwarves, so I went for this one. There's about 5 different ones, and it's sometimes it's a bit sort of, you've got choices sort of thing, and spending a bit of time looking at which one's the right one. But yeah, I finally painted the miniatures up. I'm still looking through the rule book properly, but here we go. A bit of a look at the miniatures. These are the Prussian dwarves, and they're sort of based on Napoleonic Prussian stuff, with with all the landfare and stuff, and painting them up dark blue uniforms with everything, and of course I've put lots of tufts on. This guy's the officer. Doing little packs and stuff, backpacks. But yeah, it's a skirmish game. It's fantasy. They've got like rabbit men and stuff, if you're unfamiliar with it. And of course they've got Prussian dwarves. They've got orc and ogre nations. These are from the Finkelstein Confederacy range. I think this guy in the middle with the woolly hat, I think he's a messenger model. But yeah, a couple of commanders, and the Finkelstein Confederated States, they have ogres, dwarves and dogmen. And you've got analogues for a lot of the European states and stuff. Orcs are English, normally. The English army is orcs. But yeah, and it's and they even do. You have the rabbit men of Barovia, and it's all sort of tickled me a bit with that sort of stuff. That and you've got the Toadorino, toadmen from not Italy, and stuff like that. But they've still got orcs and elves and dwarves and stuff. Yeah, these are basically the models. And what I'm going to have a quick go at is momentarily. Perhaps I'll go over the trousers once again. But yeah, I've got the models set up, sorted. Perhaps I'll just rim the bases and do a bit of a dry brush on some of these, maybe. But in essence, they're sort of mostly ready for starting to play things. And yeah, there's the Bier and Bones starter pack. Each of the starter packs has all the rules you need, and I think it's got a reduced amount of background, but I've basically gone through. Yeah, this is the book you get. One of the books you get. You get a book of similar size, and some of the extra models you get. Blucky O'Hare and Karl Lagerfeld, alternate paint for one of the orcs, the Ostarian ruler. He's very much a pure breed, very purebred in fact, but he's gone a bit loony. One of the wild elves. But yeah, this is for, they've got, they've got the, this is for the skirmish game version, but before the invasion of the Witchlands and the canker of the Catalusian ulcer, the Emperor Mordred forged the Confederation of Finkelstein and subdued Barovia before taking his army against the dogmen of Astaria at the titanic Battle of Austerlitz. Soon the dwarves of Croucher joined the fray, and the future of Valen was for the taking in the raging cauldron that was Kartoffelberg. And so begins a conflict to decide the fate of empires. Yeah, and it's a little bit of stuff there on... Yeah, and it's... You get there are 5 different versions of this, and you get different figures. Homes in on the different theatre of war, and you get sort of a what's in the pack sort of sheet, and you get a sort of not Europe but in reverse. Europe, yeah. And it's quite interesting. Yeah, it's just really sort of, yeah, it's published by Alternative Armies. Gavin Sims there. But yeah, you get a whole big giant bit of contents and stuff. Yeah, I've managed to get through all the background and stuff of like the building up and nations. And yeah, it's trying to get through all of the, you get a coloured miniatures bit. You get, yeah, and you've got all the rules. I think the rules bit there is probably the same throughout the whole thing. But yeah, I've got through all the background in the book, which is about halfway through, and yeah, and it's one of my bands is from Croucher, another from Confederated States of Finkelstein, and it's yeah, that's a close-up map. But yeah, you get several. The big grey panels like this are yeah, scenario seeds, and you get several of these throughout the bit, and yeah, elves with the terrors of war, Barovia. But yeah, it's just, I like some of the artwork. It's of course, commanders of the dogmen army are all very sensible, and yes, they travel sensibly as any honourable dogman does, and yeah, you get quite a lot of stuff. And stuff, yeah, quite a lot. It's just sort of, yeah, the Blucky O'Hare bit, and it's like a lot of the dwarves and stuff. There's, they like the beer, which is why you've got Brunswick, and it's not ales, it's Allers von Rott. But yeah, Friedhof von Chum, and it's yeah, because you do get some very dynamic sort of sketches and stuff, and it's very sort of, yeah. But you get a Cauldron of Nations, and you'll get, it's not all the armies in this section. It doesn't cover all the armies, but you know, this is a bit of about the Ostarian and with the Yapsburg family. And yeah, as you can almost imagine that from Pride and Prejudice, yes. I think I saw that scene in Pride and Prejudice, yes. But yeah, and you get some special editions You get the Bier in play, and Barrow of Bones in play, and you get little. It's all tongue in cheek, as you can probably say and stuff. Dwarves of Croucher. Yeah, that's Blucher, based on Prussia. Astoria is Austria, of course, and yeah. Yeah, and it's there's a big giant battle game version of this called Slaughterloo. And you get all of these are sort of like and it's comic opera baronies within the Confederation of Finkelstein, but it generally all follows the Sax Hund dog people. Yeah. Pudigro Chumsberg. Yeah, and it's of course you get a lot of the artwork. Yeah, that's one of the models I've got, but painted slightly differently. They're all, I think they're, yeah, and that is of course Major Blocky O'Hare. Well, yeah, it's some rabbit men. Yeah. Yeah, and you get different sort of some of the information in each pack is different. There are 5 different ones and stuff. But yeah, Crouching Giant League, and But yeah, it's sort of scenarios. You do get the different scenarios and stuff, and getting your ideas. The actual Napoleonic fiction, TV and movies, the wider world, etc. And yeah, it's sort of, I'm only about halfway through, as you can probably see from the thing. But yeah, I've not actually got onto the actual rules yet, but I'm suitably impressed. I'll probably do some trial games and stuff of this stuff, but you get the whole character selection. This is the skirmish game version, but yeah. And you get, because it's in a fantasy world where magic's on the way out, it's been replaced by black powder weapons and stuff like that. And you can get floors for characters. Yeah, and it's by like nation and stuff. Yeah, and it's try and skip over it, but yeah, it's like so you got the warband creation bit that I've just been through, and the traits and etc. But yeah, it's the orc gamer ready for Flintloque. That's an actual photo. It's an actual photo. I've seen people play this game that look just like this. It's an actual photo. I joke, of course. Players are much uglier. You should see me. But yeah, it's got stuff for experience, etc. Yeah, and it's you get the different troop types and stuff, like grenadier, the regular linesman, and you got it goes into in the background stuff. It goes into the different sort of nations and what each regiment is sort of made up of. A brief uniform description for each regiment, so you can do a bit of a sort of a sharp with his chosen men sort of thing. And these, I suppose, are sort of almost like they're a band of chosen men that you choose, and then you do the whole thing with them, and you go off and do special missions and all that. But yeah. yeah, and it's there's a lot of stuff done in centimetres and things like that. But yeah, bit of a grid for profiles, cavalry, melee weapon stuff. Yeah, and it goes into the equipment and all that sort of stuff with yeah, grids and things, and you know. Ah, that's curious. Solo play. Playing Flintloque on your own. I'll have to probably try and give this a try. It's trying to, yeah. I'll try and rouse some friends and stuff to actually do something. But yeah, quick reference sheet. And yeah, this is, hold on, it is a focus 96-page booklet. And on the inside of the knobbly knee, yeah, and you get some of the other starter packs, the Shilling Starters, and this is for sort of early on in the camp. Yeah, it's like early on with the British involvement, or the not British orc, and they go through Portugal and not Spain with the dark elves of not Spain and stuff. That's got extra stuff on, like the English and the Catalusian elves and stuff. And yeah, they go into the, Witchlands, which is sort of Russia. Lots of undead gribbliness. There we are. But yeah, it's and so begins the hellish retreat from Moscow with the Dark Tsar. But yeah, you got parallels. Napoleon deciding it was a marvellous idea to start a land war in Asia by trying to conquer Russia. And yeah, that's the first of two main examples that I know of in the last, say, 250 years that showed that it was, you know, a terrible idea to try and start a land war in Russia, a land war in Asia, because, you know, Napoleon found it was very, very hard, and then so did someone else during the 40s, and it went terribly for him. But yeah, there's also, yeah, they've got lots and lots of undead, like vampires and zombies and stuff. Some of the rulers of vampires, and but yeah, Grape Shot is sort of tangential in a sense, because this has got a lot of stuff to do with artillery. If you want to do cannons and stuff, and yeah, this is. But yeah, the book of this Bier and Bones, and these two packs, they're similar. They've got the same sort of rules in, but different background and other sundry stuff. I've not really got them, and they're all 96 pages. They're very similar to this book, but different setting, different models, of course, and it all shows you how to use the models that are in the pack. And you can get the books on their own, or the Shilling Starter Pack, where it's the book and the models and a sheet of paper that I didn't bring through, and it gives you some ideas about what's sort of in the pack, how to use the models, etc., etc. And of course you got some pictures on the back within and stuff that I've just shown, and I'm still working through the actual rules, and hopefully I'll get through doing that. But yeah, this one's got specialist rules for fortifications, sappers, breaches, mines, and more. Yeah, because it'd be nice to do something like trying to infiltrate a fort or something, and I need to try and do like I want to try and do big. I need to do like a big scenery building session. I want to try and get like a great deal of scatter terrain sorted, but it'd be quite nice to try and build my own fort, or fortifications, towers and stretches of walls and probably like a bunkhouse sort of thing, barrack room, etc., etc. Probably want to try and do a few wooden ones for the woods and stuff as well. But yeah, anyway, this is all that. And yeah, I've got the miniatures painted up. It's just a sort of a case of actually, learning the actual rules. And it's you get a pair of dice with this as well, the relevant dice to roll and stuff, and you just need the tape measure, your own tape measure. And I should really have brought those if I was doing a proper thing. It's show the dice, show that sheet off. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a bit of a look through these. And yeah, it's just a case of actually learning the rules for me now, and actually bothering to play a few games of this, because I've got the vast bulk of the stuff. And yeah, try and paint a few, get a few bits of scenery done. But yeah, anyway, stay safe, stay groovy.